Hey, what's up guys? Cooley here. Welcome to another weekly patch notes and news video. We do have pretty lengthy patch notes today. I don't have anything in terms of actual Planetside 2 news today, but I do have some channel related stuff that I would really appreciate you guys watch and give some feedback on, but I'll leave that for the end of the video, let you guys get to your patch notes first. So the first thing we have is some changes to spawning. Starting the game now puts you in the deploy screen instead of at the warp gate. Players can now select to spawn at a reinforcement point on another continent if there are no open reinforcement points on their current continent, and the closest spawn point to the squad leader is now available across zones. So those are some neat changes. The whole spawning or starting in the deploy screen to me takes a little bit away from that persistent world feel. I actually like to spawn in the warp gate, but I actually did log in, download the patch notes already, just logged in and got a quick feel for a couple things, and you can spawn right at the warp gate. It's not a big deal if you're somebody like me that actually just likes to spawn at the warp gate anyway. The revive timer, they have made some changes here as well. Player corpses now have a 30-second decay timer. If the dead player is not revived before this timer, then their corpse will be removed from the world and that player is no longer revivable. Successful revives now have a player facing a 10-second accept or decline timer. If this timer reaches 0, then the revive is declined and that player's corpse is removed from the world. Medics will now see the revive icon blinking as feedback when an ally player's corpse decay timer is getting short. I kind of like those changes, not really a big deal though. Next we have camo consolidation. Camos for weapons, vehicles, and armor have all been consolidated into one item, so you no longer have to purchase weapon camo, vehicle camo, and then armor camo all together. If you want them all to look the same, they'll just all work as one. All players who have purchased a camo in the past will now be able to equip that camo in all slots. If applicable, a small amount of camos have faction vehicle or weapon restrictions. Single-use camos are not included in this change, and it says at the top of these notes, a small percentage of players didn't have their camo successfully converted. We identified the issue and it will be resolved during a short downtime on Friday. Next we have a class quiz and starter loadouts. A class quiz has been added to help new players figure out which class to try first. Completing the quiz gives a reward for the class selected. All players can take the quiz when logging into a warp gate. Each class now begins the game with 2 unlocked loadout slots. These loadouts have been geared to expose each class's roles. Existing players will receive the additional loadout and any new items added to the starter gear as part of the new loadouts. And I just logged in and it did mess up my loadouts a little bit. It reset all my camos. It's actually quite annoying, but in the long run we're basically getting some free stuff and an additional loadout slot. So this is cool as well, and I think a lot of this can be credited to Rel. I know he had a suggestion to start with suggested loadouts for newer players. So I think you guys can thank Rel for this for the most part. And then of course these sniper rifles have been added to the game. A new faction unique sniper rifle, the NC get the AF-8 Railjack. This cutting-edge railgun tech found in Araxis firearms. Railjack's sniper rifle allows for lightning-fast bullet velocities. Distant targets are dropped almost instantly following a split-second charge-up delay from its powerful superconductor. And I did log in, like I said. I played very briefly. I did equip this or buy this and equip this with a scope and stuff. One thing to note that I didn't actually use it very much. I actually just sat in the warp gate. But one thing to note that I didn't realize is that this weapon actually has 10 rounds per magazine, whereas your normal sniper rifles are only going to have 5. And on the PTS, at least the last time I played, I haven't been on the PTS since for a week or two, it was only 4 rounds. So 10 rounds per magazine is something I wasn't expecting. The TR have the Trap M1. Multiple firing modes on the Trap M1 give it incredible flexibility on the field. In addition to standard semi-auto fire, it utilizes a 2x burst mode for accurate long-range kills with an additional higher rate of fire and 3-round burst mode for closer targets. So it looks like they took off the fully automatic thing, and this is stuff that was probably on the PTS. I know they'd made some changes to the PTS earlier this week, and I did not have a chance to test them out. So it looks like this gun got quite a bit of changes from the last time I posted these on the or on YouTube from the PTS, which has been a couple weeks now. The VS Phase Shift VX-S, equipped with an experimental regenerating power core, the Phase Shift VX-S can be fired indefinitely with proper trigger discipline, or held down to fire a powerful overcharged shot. Reloading the core will cool down an overheated phase shift. So they look like they added a reload mechanic in there as well. So if you overheat the gun, you can reload it, and it will get rid of that overheat, whatever you want to call it. It'll cancel the overheating mechanic. Then the new Common Pool Nanite System Scout Rifle, the NS-30 Vandal. Thanks to its lightweight frame and stabilized barrel, the NS-30 Vandal Scout Rifle features accurate fire and superior mobility while aimed, making it a common choice for aggressive mid-range infiltration. And on PTS, this wasn't all class weapon. It is infiltrator only now. So those are the sniper rifles that have been added. Of course, I will be doing reviews on all these. I'll probably start with the railjack, then either go to the, I'll do the Empire specific ones first. I don't know when I'll get around to the semi-auto, since I'm not really a huge fan of them. But anyways, moving on, we have voiceover packs and voiceover improvements. Voiceover packs can now be purchased, and the new voice can be selected on the profile screen. Voice packs are specific to faction and gender. Added occasional contextual automatic voice callouts. So there's going to be callouts, and it says occasional, which is good. And I know a lot of people are freaking out about this, but when you do certain things, and it has a list on here like tossing a grenade, target a specific kill, reloading, healing, repairing, friendly fire warning, your guy can occasionally blurt stuff out. And as far as I know, the enemy cannot hear these. That was the big uprising or uproar on Reddit, that, you know, if you're an infiltrator and you're killing people in close quarters and you're shouting stuff up, people were afraid that the enemy could actually hear them, which is supposedly not the case. And I'm glad it says occasional, because with, you know, 200, 300 people fighting on the same screen at the same time, if everybody's calling this stuff out all the time, it would be a massive just a giant mess, basically. So occasional, I don't know what that means, but hopefully it's very limited. And then we have some miscellaneous changes as well. Unowned boosts can now be viewed and purchased from the boost equip screen. Icons for each player's class are now displayed on the passenger list. UI cleanup to the notifications menu. Horn audio can now be previewed. That's cool. The minimap objective area of the HUD has been rearranged in anticipation of the mission system. That's kind of a hint that we might get the mission system fairly soon. Sunder no deploy zones added to the light bridges at Heoka Chemical Lab. They block deployment regardless of faction. Nighttime on Ameris shortened and brightened, now similar to other continents. Thank you. Nighttime is cool when you're playing as an infiltrator, especially if you're VS. It makes you very stealthy. But one of the things I hated about Ameris was that it was always night, and I honestly have a hard time seeing sometimes at night. A lot of people say they don't. I think when I switched from lower settings to ultra, it actually became a little bit harder for me. I don't know if that's just all in my head or what, but I'm actually glad they changed that. And then the last one is they redistributed infantry and aerospace resources in regions around the southern warp gate on Ameris. We also have a big list of balance changes here, some unexpected stuff for infiltrators. The Gauss SPR and Impetus, the 99 SV, basically all the semi-auto sniper rifles have been improved to allow faster follow-up shots. They are also receiving an increase to damage at range and damage over time. Recoil recovers faster, now from 5 to 6. Cone of fire bloom per shot improved from 1 to 0.8. Minimum damage improved from 334 at 75 to 334 at 85. Long reload is now faster from 3.3 seconds to 2.975 seconds. Short reload is now faster from 2.22 seconds to 2.125 seconds. Hip cone of fire improved. Minimum is now 5.5. Max is 6.5. In addition to the above, all of these have had their vertical recoil reduced from 1.3 to 1.2 per shot. Then we have the 99 SV and TSAR 42 adjusted weapon position and hips so that they block less of the screen and have a smoother transition into into scoped mode. The KSR-35 and Phantom VA-23 now transition to iron sights faster. And then the semi-auto scout rifles have received a damage over time increase when emptying the magazine. This includes the AF6 Shadow, the HSR-1, and the NIX VX-31. The reload is now faster from 2.76 to 2.4. Ammunition capacity, at least the ammunition pool, is increased from 72 to 84. That's good. That was one of my huge gripes with these guns. They increased the Shadow HSR-1 muzzle velocity to 570 meters a second. And they corrected the NIX muzzle velocity being set too high. It is now 540 meters a second as listed in the actual patch notes, or in the February 13th patch notes. Battle rifle muzzle velocity is now faster. The Warden and AMR-66 projectile velocity increased from 500 to 600, and that is a big chunk of change there. So that's good. And then the Eidolon is increased from 500 to 570, you know, getting a little bit shorter because of the lack, or a little bit less because of the lack of bullet drop. And then the Stalker, the SOAS-20, and the Artemis, or the fully auto scout rifles, these no longer use snipe tracers or fly-by audio. They now use carbine style tracers. So there you have it. Those are the balance changes, and that basically is, I guess you could call that part 2 of the Infiltrator update, because that is all Infiltrator changes there, which is good. And there is a list of bug fixes as well. I will not be reading those. I'll leave a link to this, of course, and you guys can check out the bug fixes for yourself if you so desire. So like I said, I don't have any Planetside 2 related news today, but I do have some channel related stuff that I would like some feedback from you guys. The first thing is I am about to reach 10,000 subscribers, probably sometime around next week, and I was just wondering what you guys wanted me to do for that. I said I would do something special. Now, I won't be doing a vlog as I don't have a webcam, and like I said, I'm a little bit camera shy, I'll be honest, but at the same time, if you guys want, I can possibly do a slideshow showing you guys who I am, what I look like, showing you guys Little Miss Kool-Aid, who unfortunately doesn't really play any Planetside 2 like I expected her to. She honestly just rages more than any other person I've ever played video games with. And the fact that she's not very good at Planetside 2, those things don't really mix together very well. So I can do a slideshow for you guys. I can talk about some of my hobbies that I have in real life if you want. Show you guys some of my real life guns, stuff like that. Let me know if you have any good ideas, because there's nothing set in stone. I have no actual plans yet, even though it is right around the corner, hopefully right around the corner. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the heavy assault guide that I did. I plan on doing one of those for every class in the game, but they are going to take me some time, because I do want to use and feature every weapon in those videos, like I did with the Planetside 2, and like I did with the heavy assault guide. So it is going to take me some time. I have to, you know, unlock the weapons, which does require money, and your guys' contributions are definitely helping, but it's, you know, it's still going to take me some time just to get the footage regardless. So I do plan on doing one of those every month, or around every month. Next will probably be Engineer, probably be Engineer. Then probably followed by Medic, and they're all going to be a little bit different in terms of format. Like, I'm not going to be doing 2 infantry killing loadouts for the Engineer, because there's so much more diversity on that class. So it is going to be a little bit different format, but for the most part, it is going to be sort of the same thing. And then, of course, I do have a lot of Infiltrator stuff to review currently. I'm kind of slacking on that, to be honest with you, especially now with the new weapons out. I got so much on my plate that it might set those other class guides back just a little bit further. But let me know if you guys have any suggestions. Let me know what weapons you guys would like to see reviewed first. I haven't done my crossbow one yet. I'll probably be doing that either tomorrow or next week. I might try to squeeze in one of the new Empire-specific sniper rifles tomorrow. That means I'm probably going to be using one all day today to get footage and get a good idea of how it works. So crossbow might be put on hold till next week. There already are some good reviews out there on the crossbow anyway. As I said, you know, Kamikaze's review was excellent, top-notch. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any suggestions for the 10,000 subscription video or 10,000 subscriber video. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.